Okay, enough.
Excuse me.
Oh,
big old pig.
Big old whale.
Why are you burping like that? Oh my, don't try me.
I'm not going to entertain drama, chaos, confusion, and madness.
Welcome back to the little anime room Aru. We're back with some Yu-Yu-Hakusho tier list.
Going back into the 90s.
Yeah, you old bitch.
Bam!
Some throwback.
I'm Alexis Mateo. Bam! Kablam.
All right, Emerald.
So, sister, I brought you here because we are ranking the Yu Yu Hakusho characters from the first arc, consisting of
Yusuke dying and coming back to life, the Genkai tournament, the thieves of the girls, and, some characters that we meet in between.
So at the monastery, we have been giving a list of a certain amount of characters, and we're going to put them in tier order from S ranking being the best, and F being...
Just go somewhere.
To sleep. Eternal rest. So I will have you naming a lot of them.
Okay, sure.
And I will have, because you are the Yu Yu Hakusho lore stress.
Oh, let me tell you. I've watched Yu Yu Hakusho enough times, because this show is very near and dear to my heart. And part of the exchange of intellects and ideas and all of the things, you agreed to watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, yes. We did a smart trade-off.
Right, while I got into One Piece.
Right. It wasn't smart for me because...
Right. 1,000 and change episodes.
No, it wasn't smart for you.
It wasn't smart for me.
Because I was like, okay, I'll watch 100 episodes. Here you go. 800 plus.
Oh, that was like almost asking me to watch Naruto again. Plus Boruto.
Right. But isn't that a great old dear? Because you sure did find some of your favorites.
Oh, I sure did. Now I'm going to make you watch Sailor Moon that has... No!
Sailor
Probably
Poo-Poo.
about the same episodes.
Come on. Okay, so I'm just basically watching 8 seasons of 8
One
different
Piece?
shows. So we're going to start off. Oh, and before, let's get to the rules. Very, very important. Both, if a character receives a grade and we both agree, that is the grade. If we both give Genkai A tier, she will get A tier. If you give her A tier and I give her anything below and it becomes a discussion,
she gets demoted.
Right. The compromise is the highest letter that was given, we will just demote it 1. Okay? So It's not too much. So if you give her A and I give her an F, it'll be a B. We won't do too much. Okay, just to keep it,
I will say, though, if we really get into it and argue, I will be like, listen, if I think someone's A tier and you think they're F tier, you better convince me why they're C tier.
Anyway, let's move on.
Well, you're going to put them in B tier anyway, so...
We'll see. We'll see how this works.
Start us off, sister, with our first contestant coming to the stage.
For the first doll, we have the one and only beautiful...
Come on.
Ms. Botan, the Grim Reaper!
Miss Botan Smotan.
She is just, first of all... Out of all
Hold on, before we start. So because we're going to start doing tier lists more often now on the channel, and the one that we did is the Arankar, we're going to be treating S tier very, very good.
Critically.
Like A tier is, we both like them, yeah, but S tier, it's clean, concise, and correct. We both have to be like, okay, I see it for you, because I already have one S tier over here.
I already have one S tier over here.
So let's start with Miss Botan.
I will say, because there's always, in a lot of these, shows, you have, one of the main female leads that kind of help in the background or whatever. Some may argue it's Caico. Caico is not there for a lot of it, and Ms. Botan still showed up for the Demon World Tournament. So...
Hold on, I will say, Botan has the beauty, the looks, and the outfits, because she came to the stage ready.
She sure did. She came with her whole suitcase.
However, Ms. Botan, tell me something that you do successfully. Quickly.
Get you all the equipment supplied from Koima to Yusuke. Let me tell you something.
Bitch, you are a cart? Okay.
Where she is needed... Because for me, she's not S tier, but I will always give Miss Thing A tier. Because she is that girl. Out of all of the girls, because let me tell you, during the part where she had to essentially help suppress the demon takeover for Caico when he cut her and she was getting attacked and all the things, Miss Botan does not mind putting herself into some kind of danger.
You know what? I will agree with you. We're going to place her in A tier.
A tier, because she is the spirit detective assistant.
Right, but because you are an assistant,
A tier.
So
Second
next
place.
next up, introduce the doll.
So we have Mr. Iwamoto, and this motherfucker, nasty, disgusting beast.
I won't even say nothing. I'm gonna give you full reign control.
F tier.
Right, because I remember her being
Shady
poo-poo.
teachers. We are not about to discuss, first of all, the fact that he, of course, came to talk shit at Yusuke's funeral, but the fact that Kuwabara studied his ass off. And when I say study, you remember that man had a 7 out of 100 on his last test.
Girl, you barely tried.
You didn't even get
You
an
got a
F.
10 for putting your name on the paper, girl.
And you spelled it wrong.
Right.
So, after he studied his ass off and these fucking teachers went and changed his grade, F tier.
F tier, we do not like teachers keeping down students.
Stink tier. So next we have Up. This one's kind of random because he's only literally in the Genkai tournament, but we have Kazemaru, the controversial ninja with the swastika on his forehead.
Girl, I was like immediately F tier. I will not promote any of that foolishness on here.
Girl, good luck to the best house.
You're canceled.
We do not condone. I will say though, his powers were interesting just because
Yeah.
like it was like homing.
Okay.
He's like, I'm an
He had a target girl.
and once it touched, explosion.
That was a cool power though, not gonna lie.
Right, but F tier.
Right.
Anyway, so next we have the one and only, the ultimate.
I will begin because you might not want to move her because you're gonna argue
Miss
about her.
Caico.
Keiko is S tier.
Hi guys, I just wanted to let you know that it really warms my heart that I piss you off with the shit I post.
Right now, because let me tell you something. Keiko said, "Excuse me, you will not do this to me."
You know, I'll actually sit here and argue with this. with you.
Argue.
I might be actually in agreement because when we have female leads
Come on.
that are like, oh, you're like the girlfriend of the main character or whatever, there's always that Lin Shayu moment. Don't turn into a demon, Jin. Don't do it. Don't do the thing that'll actually help you defeat your father while your father's in demon form and is
Punching
whooping
you.
your ass.
Right.
Miss Keiko let Yusuke have full reign on what he needed to do because she
Right.
knew, like, okay, you're trying to fight and save the world. Go
Fight
do
and
your
save
thing.
the world.
Right. I can't do nothing but go to school.
Right. And because of that, she is like an excellent inclusion of a protagonist. Like what is it called when they're used to develop your character? Like that, she's a great side character to be like, Yusuke, you know what? I'm not gonna be a hindrance to you and wait for you in the shadows like a stupid little bitch.
She only like because you know that's another thing, like they always to push the plot along they put them in like this damsel in distress role. She was only taken one time and that's because Hiei was stalking the fuck out of Yusuke and was like, oh, you like that girl, I'm gonna take her.
Right.
But since then that has never happened again.
And when they met back at the end when she had long hair, it was such a
yeah, she let him go off for 3 years to go run off and do whatever he needed to do, and she's like, you know what, just so you know, you have 3 years, but
you are my nakama.
that's it, you get 3 years.
So Miss Keiko,
S tier.
S tier, come on. So next up we have
Miss Wren.
okay, let me tell you something right now. A bitch that is weak enough to get taken over and be somebody else, I'm saying C tier. C or D tier, nothing above.
I'm gonna say C for coconut for this haircut.
Okay, C
Because
tier.
not for nothing, her powers were giving Kuwabara such a hard time because he was doing those like wind tunnel rings of justice or whatever,
right,
and it was
of
tearing,
justice.
tearing him
Follow
apart
that up.
until she did her little incantation. But that was, you know, we all know that's secretly Rando in disguise. But C tier.
C tier.
How do we see it for this girl? Next, we have Kuroda, another contestant of the Genkai tournament.
Substitute teacher with knives.
Substitute teacher vibes with his little turtleneck.
D tier.
Like English teacher vibes.
D tier because you remind me of Yusuke's teachers.
Yeah, honestly, I'll put him in F tier because
F tier.
he actually lost to the ninja. To
F tier.
To Kazemaru.
Kase Poo Poo and
Poo-poo.
F Poo Poo.
He's actually an assassin. He's like, is it okay if we kill in this tournament? And she's like, why the fuck not? Make it
Right.
interesting.
Next up,
We have the one and only junior of Spirit World, Koenma.
Koenma, the little babu.
The Babu. Let me tell you, I already knew from since Jump when Yusuke literally came back to life for 2 seconds and Koenma was like, hey girl, I need you to go rescue those things.
I need you to work. You on the clock.
You on the clock now, Spirit Detective.
So he's funny, but not that interesting character design wise. So I'll give it a B. B tier for me.
Workaholic.
He's fine.
I went through a phase where I had like a love-hate relationship with Koema. It's either I'm okay with you or I'm just like, ew, I don't like you.
Right.
Miss Shady. I'm gonna give her C tier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't do much. She's just comic relief.
Right. Well, I would say George is more comic relief.
Do we stand George? The fact that we didn't put George up here, George and my list, you're secretly S tier.
George becomes more prevalent in the Dark Tournament, so we'll add him in later. But I would say
George, I see you.
Koenma barely has it together. And I feel like that's a constant thing, because he's up to his neck in paperwork all the time, and when things go wrong, it's like crisis mode all the time.
So, Koenma, C tier.
We're seeing it for you.
Right.
Seeing it for you.
See your way out of here.
Right.
Next diva, we
have up the... let me tell you something. Kuwabara Shizuru.
Can I just...
The older sister of Kuwabara.
Just based on character design alone. S tier! Because, bitch, I love Shizuru. Shizuru said, I don't give a fuck. You are stank, and here's my blazer from Sears.
You know what? From Kohl's.
Right,
here's
from
the
Kohl's.
Thing with Miss Shizuru that I also really like. Out of all the human girls, the cheerleaders of Team Urameshi, she is very much also the chaperone. Like,
little children.
My favorite was when she was like, oh, y'all are watching your little video? Let me watch
your little video. Yes,
because Kuwabara ran out, and she was like, oh, that idiot, he's always going to come back. Anyway, let's continue watching.
But that's not a read, that's just truthful.
Right.
She's like, I need the tea. What I also like about Miss Shizuru, she is a hairdresser. So she is a sister in the community, in the industry.
Love it.
Also, all of it during the Dark Tournament, where she outed that her cigarette on that demon when giving Yukina the business.
Ball of steel, girl.
Right. And I loved her little moment with Sayako.
Right. Come on, Sayako, bitch.
Your rich mobster boyfriend fantasy.
Sakio. Love you. Next diva.
Ew. Okay, so
ew.
He was kind of brutish and ugly, but we have Mr. Goki. This is during the Three Thieves arc covering Kie, Kurama, and this man.
Because she got them coochie cutters on. D tier, bitch. Because you are poo-poo in design, but D tier because them coochie cutters is giving me ass and dick hanging out and tits.
Right, so he hulked out of his clothes the moment he transforms. I will say D tier for sure, because he looks better in his demon form. IMO.
His regular
form was so ugly. F tier.
Right. So with that being said, you just formed and got 2 more points.
Right.
Oh, let me introduce this one because this one I know personally.
The one, the only, the
diva.
Leader of the Miss Continental Elite.
And she hosted her own pageant.
Right.
Was Miss Genkai.
Miss Genkai. Let me tell you how she is so S tier for me, because she is that old lady that don't
Bitch, you do not even have to ask me. You do not even have to ask me, because when Genkai, and she's not, you know what? I was about to say she's first, but no.
No.
The Caico slap?
We are going to argue S tier when we get all the girls up.
Okay, come on.
We will put up for debate.
We're ready. Okay, so Miss
I love how
Genkai,
all the women are just on the top.
Put the gag in.
Sit down.
I'm so sorry, but you know what? It's the truth. We here at Crimson Monastery, we tell the truth. Genkai was like, you know what got to me?
Yes.
Her sense of humor.
Her sense of fucking humor. The fact that in her tournament, she had all these fucking arcade games. And was
yes.
Girl.
Genkai, 9 out of 10.
And, we had plenty of different, what do you call those? Sensei type characters in all these shows, all the Jiraiya's and all that stuff. I'd stand me some Genkai. Right. Angry, cranky old lady that's just whooping my ass for 6 months straight. We love her.
Next diva,
we have, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot his name. I think his name was Ken.
Ken Dupree Casadine Iman.
Right.
Coming to the stage.
Another contestant of the Genkai Dark Tournament.
Let me say something. Just because of this presentation, D tier, because I love that mask. He's above F tier.
I will give him that. Yeah, I will give him D tier because a lot of these fighters came with props, and his was literally a helmet to take away his senses to then fight you better. And when you have to fight a bitch like that...
I am Kenshi, come on.
Literally. I also liked his green hair when he had his little reveal.
Oh, you did show me. That was a little cute.
He had a little Pantene moment.
Come on. With that, we're going to bring out our next diva.
The next diva is the best of the best principals of all time. We have Mr. Tonica.
Oh yeah, Mr. Tonica was the one that was like, "Did you motherfucking
the only school administrator that had hope for these children?" Because yes, we all
he like
know.
the Esau kids. He like the detention kids.
Yes, because he always stood up for Yusuke and Kuwabara. He. On top of that, when stupid ass the other teacher and Iwamoto went to Yusuke's funeral, Tonica was like, "Excuse me, you are not about to represent our school by acting the fool at this boy's fucking funeral when he saved a little boy's life." And then he also caught the fact that he altered Kuwabara's test results. So he's like, "Girl, I would have punched you in the face myself." Good night, bitch.
Listen, no child left behind. B tier, Mr. Tonica.
I would give him A tier.
I would give him B tier.
Because even when in other whatchamacallit, arcs, he protected Caico before he also got invaded by Sensui's little bugs or whatever. So it was like...
But he didn't bring his gown. But he didn't bring hair.
Gown.
But he didn't bring...
He has hair.
Well, B tier it is, because I'm
right,
not
B
about to
tier.
give him A tier.
Not next to Botan.
Right.
You're right. Botan says
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Botan says the standard. You think Mr. Tonica is coming out here in an evening gown?
I stand for character.
Well,
An upstanding
as you can see,
gentleman.
all the gestures in the front are all page of perfection. So don't do it.
Let's go. Next diva.
Right.
So next up, we have the notorious Rando, the villain behind the fucking Genkai tournament.
I'm not going to lie to you.
What?
Randall's design is so good.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a meaner, like old, like younger Kurama unhinged. So for that, just based on design, I want to give him B tier.
I would argue C tier because let me tell you how short and like imp-like he becomes at the end. And he's only beefed up and looking good like this because he has 99 psychic kills under his belt, and Genkai would have been 100, so...
I would say that's pretty impressive, worthy enough for B tier.
Nuh-uh, especially when you know what it is, Rando...
You were like, not with Mr. Tonica! Not with Mr. Tonica!
No, ma'am. No, we are not about to put that fucking failure of a villain next to the one and only Tonica.
You know what? You spoken truth into my heart, so
And
I'm
on top of the fact that Shorin, his disguise, is also C tier, put them next to each other, girl.
Okay.
Where is the friend?
Where is the friend? Put him there! Next diva.
Next diva, we got the one and only Chimpo.
Jirobo 2.0.
Chimpo lost to Shorin, so F tier.
Wait, but Jirobo. You right. Not to
Dookie
Sharon.
and there for 5 seconds.
Next diva.
Next diva, we got another shitty rat.
Oh, Lord. He looks like a rat, number one.
Right. Well, I guess that's the main thing. It's like, oh, you're a rat for changing test answers, so F tier.
F tier.
Akashi, go home.
When you told me that he changed the test, I would have punched that hoe
Right.
in her throat.
Because that's the thing with Japanese schools. It's like, oh, you are not a good student? Well, you're not allowed to get a second job outside of school, or you're not allowed to get a job outside of school. You're not allowed to do this because they have to represent the school.
Go home.
So that's why it's like,
I represent me.
Right. So that's why when I'm outside and not in uniform, who are you?
Right.
You don't know what school I go to?
We're getting down.
I go to Yo Mama University.
Right. So, bitch, your mom. Bitch, with that, we have our final 5 contestants, esteemed divas from their own houses, coming up.
We have number 1, or should we go in a different order?
No, just as they come.
Okay, so first in the house Urameshi.
Come on.
Yusuke,
Urameshi.
the main character.
Okay.
How are we gonna rate Mr. Urameshi?
Okay, let's go because we're going to fight. He's A tier for me because of one moment, which I vividly remember. When he was fighting, what is Miss 6 Year's name?
Oh, Yomi.
And she had
We're
3.
getting so far ahead, by the way.
I don't care. I don't care. This is an overall design choice. Bitch, when he had the, wait, what? What am I doing? A tier. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
I'm not gonna lie. That moment of like, going on. I will say, in defense of the anime, because that whole arc was rushed and they were like, we need to end this right now, even though the manga definitely probably elaborated that a little bit more on like his sense of clarity of like, am I just going through Battlemania again?
A tier.
A tier. You right.
Because
next to Botan, the dynamic duo.
Next to Botan. Next.
I'm always shocked, by the way, that they did not ever
do
any kind of Botan use case scenario.
Well, maybe because they just wanted him to be a Caico stand.
Caico was so well established from
Right.
then.
Right.
The second she jumped in to save his corpse, it was, that's it forever.
That's the girl. Next, Diva.
Next, we have representing House Kuwabara.
Right.
Well,
House Kuwabara.
Kazuma is his name, but Kuwabara. Let's
Right.
do Kuwabara.
Kuwabara-chan.
Oh my gosh, I used to have like this love-hate for Kuwabara as well. He was always F tier for me.
No.
But let me tell you how, out of everybody, Kuwabara is the one and only person that does not belong in any of these situations. He is literally just a human fumbling and bumbling along.
Let me tell you something. I loved Kuwabara in the beginning. And as the story,
because he was ride or die,
right? But as the story played out, and it's obvious it was the way the story was told. It's like he could not go on because he was just
he's out of his league now.
Yeah, so for that, his character though is so good. I'll give him B tier because even Botan did more than.
I don't know, because this is another, and which is something I'm shocked you didn't even like come to think of too, because Miss Kurama also falls into this realm. No. They are the self-sacrificing sisters.
Oh, that's
Miss,
true.
I'm gonna get stabbed in my stomach. Miss, I'm gonna die so that
Miss
Yusuke can get his little boost of confidence.
Oh, that is
I
true.
would put him in A tier next to Yusuke, because they're also like best friends.
But he's so weak. Like he's
so is Botan.
Do not do Botan like that. Botan flies.
What? Okay.
Does he fly?
Can she cut through dimensions?
Tonica falls asleep.
Can she cut through the demon world? Because that whole arc was about.
But that's kind of like.
Listen.
Okay, but Botan got through the A tier, no T, because of her fashions. Whoa. So if that's the case, then do Kuwabara's fashion.
Kuwabara's fashion actually came through in the end of the
white outfit was cute. That white outfit was cute in the tournament.
I'm saying towards the end, when he started adopting the whole blazer situation with Yusuke, and the time he went to that concert, I would give him A tier. Definitely he does not deserve S tier.
Yeah.
But just because, again, with all of the work he's put into it, considering there was moments where Botan was not there.
That's
Botan
true.
was not fighting Byakuya.
So, as a rule, we're going to put him in B tier, because I sure do put him in B tier.
Okay.
By Kuwabara.
So sorry for you.
Next Diva.
Well, you see who it is?
Who is it?
Who is it? Well, apparently the Crimson does not want to introduce the other Crimson world.
That would be biased, because I'm telling you,
I gotta introduce my
let me introduce her. This is Kuwabara.
Kuwabara! Oh no, Manta, not this.
Not the Kuwabara. This is motherfucker. What's his name? I don't even know. Kurama, and she's
the only Kurama that matters, by the way.
Don't do Miss
QB. Fuck her.
Don't do Miss QB. The womb will let me have a baby because I'm a man.
The holy ghost of the QB.
Kurama for me is S tier.
Kurama is 1,000% S tier.
S tier.
First of all, we're not even talking about Yoko Kurama. We're talking about regular Shuichi Minamoto. Mm-hmm. And yes.
Oh yes, that is very important. I'm talking about the high school student, the one that looks like this.
Because
I am not talking about.
He is smart. He is cunning.
What is it called? Compassionate. He cares about his friends
and his mama.
He is literally the spirit of Harabelle walking. I will sacrifice myself for you. I do not want to cause casualties. S tier.
S. Motherfucker.
House of Kurama.
House of Kurama. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about the House of Giganshi, because let me tell you how he is 1,000% S tier.
Are you sure about that?
I 1,000% will. Because
are you
let
sure
me
that
tell you,
I'm going to say that he's S tier?
Well, I'm gonna argue to the day I die because that is who I stand.
Let me see.
So first of all, I feel like Hiei has never had like a moment where he's wavering with himself. He's always been very like, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
Even if he's in a situation where he's not gonna win, it's still like, ooh, which this just reminded me of something. We'll get back to that. Right. Anyway, so even when he's in a situation where he's not gonna win, he's like, well, I have this point that I want to make and I'm gonna do it. You are free, Mukuro, or whatever the fuck.
Well, let me tell you something. For me, Hiei Jingashi Dupree is also an S tier.
S tier, motherfucker.
Because Okay, and we're going to talk about this more in depth with the next upcoming contestant, which is our final contestant. But let me just say this. His power is cool. I like his Onyx Dragon of Doom. I love his attack. I love his attitude. I love that he's got this diamond tier doing sister. And I love his story of how he's supposed to come from an ice tribe, but he's a fucking chaos demon. So he's like, I'm a fire god.
He is the prophecy that they foretold where it's like a fire demon child will be born of the ice maidens and destroy them.
And aren't the ice maids just you're supposed to be girls or something like
They're
that?
They're supposed to only have all girls. I think it's hinted, that Hiei's mom, obviously had relations outside the tribe.
Right.
Hence why this happened. Or maybe this was just a prophecy.
Already, when you have a story, when you come together, when you come with a presentation, when you come with a body, when you come with hair, when you come with clothes, S tier.
Let me tell you how when they got me together with the story and how he was like, yeah, I was raised by thieves until they were scared of me and then no one wanted to have any kind of dealings with me no more until he met Kurama. And then he was like, okay, let's partner up. And he's like, you're strong. And I know you're strong. Okay. And all of the things.
Hello. So, with that, S tier. And lastly, we're going to rate Hiei and Kurama as the true shipping that I've seen. Now, I know my sister. Now, my sister never sees it for the gay girls. But I was like, hello.
When he says sister, he is referring to somebody else.
No. It's you.
There's many of sisters.
You've never seen it for Kurama here.
Bitch. Because it's the fearsome foursome.
Right. So, do we really have to? If you can use deductive reasoning, you're right.
Hello.
So, now we're going to be ordering them really quick. Let's do a quick scan. So, S tier, I feel like, I'm so sorry, but
poo-poo.
Bitch, he ain't got no job.
Is that a question?
Are you serious?
No.
And honestly, it's only super effective. First of all, Caico can't be number one because that slap is only effective to Yusuke. So wherever Yusuke lands, she has to be above
She
him.
defeats the strongest character in the series, S tier. Promotion. Give me some lotion.
The new single of the Crimson Monastery. I don't think so, sister.
S tier!
She's only on top where Yusuke belongs.
Okay, fine. Then she's number 2. Because she's right there.
Right there.
Okay. Number 1, I will agree with Hiei and Kurama. No, I have to hurt your heart. I have to hurt your heart.
No, that's what I'm saying. We could even switch the order because it don't
I do like Shizuru in front of Genkai because Genkai funny, but it's the style icon for me. Well, you know what? No, I always value experience, to be honest.
Because I like her attitude more, even though Shizuru is also up there for me, but she will never be detected.
Oh, and this is definitely how we're leaving Kurama in here because I stand how Kurama is literally that you will not hurt my friends.
You don't even understand. Even in the ship, they always put Kurama as like the fucking, I have the years of experience. I have had every sexual encounter possible.
Is this the Ita Day where Sasori's always the abuser?
Well, no, he's not the abuser, but he's guardian.
I will help you.
Keeper.
That's fine for A tier. Is Yusuke in front of Botan? I think so. No tea, no shade.
No, but then Caico.
No, A tier. S tier is fine.
S tier is fine.
For A tier.
Botan in front of Yusuke?
I know, Yusuke in front of Botan.
No. Good night, bitch!
Oh!
Because Yusuke only has like 2 outfits.
You know what? You're right.
White jeans, a white shirt and jeans, and then your little yellow shirt and blue pants.
That is true. Stamped. A tier is good. B tier.
Kuwabara in front of Tanaka.
Oh, really? What happened to Mr. Tanaka being the one and only teacher?
He is the principal, first of all.
He's above you girls.
But I think that Kuwabara's character, even from the beginning, because let me tell you something. If we're going to distinct between Tanaka and Kuwabara, Tanaka's on the clock. He has to act this way.
Right.
Kuwabara is a ride or die friend for life.
You know what? Stamped. Next level.
Okay.
C tier. First of all, Koyama, go to the front.
Shorin last.
Wait. Yeah,
Shorin last because Rambo out-pageanted over.
Right. She won that pageant. So, bottom tier. I think that's a good order.
I think D tier is also in a good order.
D tier is fine. F tier. Put Mr. Rat last. First of all, both of y'all last.
Dookie.
You ungrateful bitches. You ungrateful bitches need Jesus.
But Mr. Rat, because
Mr. Rat was the one who erased and wrote the false answer.
Because you literally I think that's the teacher that got Caico slapped, right? The first one?
The first one.
Right.
When he got possessed, she said,
Okay. You over here, and I want
Chimpo
Jirobo.
first.
No, I want Jirobo to be Chimpo to be
Right.
first. Then substitute teacher. Then problematic and poo poo teachers.
Yes,
Do
I
we
agree
see?
with this.
Let's do
I
a
see it for these.
Final review. I think I'm looking at the top.
I like.
Would
the
you
top.
fight me if I move up Genkai? Because now that I'm thinking about it.
No. Tired. No,
Because
don't go Genkai.
I like Genkai. Well, then I'm being unfair because I'm thinking about young Genkai. I'm like,
Well, Young Genkai's not there.
that's
yet.
true. That's old Genkai.
We're gonna wait until the
Okay.
Dark Tournament edition because when we have to replace the girls again, we're gonna be judging based on outfits.
We're gonna be judging based on everything.
But it's the same shit again.
Well,
Because let me tell you, he has dominated the Dark Tournament. That was the arc of look at Dragon of the Darkness Flame, Dragon of the Darkness Flame. Look what I can do.
Well, maybe in the future we'll have different things with different criteria. But for now, this is the
That's
set
really-
list. This is what the girls are ranked from S tier being top tiers and from F tier being failure go home. Which, hold on, why is Chinpo in bottom tier?
Because he
For F?
lost to Shorin. He didn't even make it past the beginning.
But his outfit, Chimbo's outfit is better than Daisy Duke's.
Yeah, but you like Daisy Duke and his bara titties more than Fat Chimpo Baraicho.
But
Hello.
would you be opposed to moving her up one?
I would be opposed because she's garbage.
Based on design, based on design.
But it's
You
not
don't like
just
her
about
design?
design. No,
Why?
because she's so easily forgotten.
Chimpo, you see the fat phobia in here? Whatever.
No one said
F tier for
anything about
fat.
thickness and juiciness.
F tier for fat, bitch.
Fat failure.
So,
no.
with that being said, this is it.
I think that is the tier list.
And with that, we're gonna leave you off waiting for the next one where we're gonna cover. We're gonna go out through the arcs and we're gonna rank everybody through that arc. So if they have different outfits, then we will be ranking the girls.
Exactly, that's what.
So for now, Rat Teacher to hell.
To hell with you.
Hiei Kurama, we stand.
Somebody, the way you work that